Hello everybody! Alright, we'll be with the stream chat in 1 second, just reminding them of the 10-second start. Right, let's get the laptop set up. That's that all done. As you can see, they're being a little bit naughty, messing around, a few of them behaving, a couple doing donuts, a couple shooting alien guns. Pre-lobbies are always a dangerous place. Hello. Esco, I think I did say earlier or yesterday about if you want to jump in, grab a couple of people into a party, just so it gives a couple of different content options, and then the commentary over the top of, like, say, your POV with the party chat. But yeah, if you do want to join, I can send you a party invite if you don't. But like I say, if you want to focus up a little bit, I really don't want to be responsible. Because I am just going to go as ham as I can on the commentary. But just so you know, you are welcome. You can have an invite. Because it isn't a personal thing. But yeah, if anybody does want to open up a part in Stunt Racing chat or hop in to the VTech or etc. chats and parties that you're in, there is Escort, and if you're joining me, I'll add Sickles as well, because he's going to be on his Todd. Yeah, I think Sick might be doing the same. Yeah, you'll make it as difficult as you can, but you're not necessarily expecting either. Uh, there we go. We'll get Sick an invite just because he normally chills with yourself. Um, no, that's it. That is it. He can join if he wants. I know he just opened a chat in our party. But hello, Lucas. We've got Esco. We've got Delta. We've got New Boys. We've got Haseko and Tyrese. But no, I will not be being quiet. That is why you got the pre-warning as I invited you. Going full ham on commentary. Are we placing bets? If you want to place bets, Tyrese, you guys can place bets among yourselves. I've already slapped down the prize pot for the racing, so that is covered. The winner of the playlist will be getting £25 gift card, second place 15, and then the third prize gift card of £10 will go to the most best laps. Yeah, you can head in, I think. I didn't see anybody saying no. We've got everybody here other than critics, actual Gucci and Diego. But I've just not heard from Diego all day in the chat, and Gucci and critics if they can't make it. I think critics has maybe gone to see a lady or something. I double checked that it was pleasure, not business. No. You can stick it in the order you want. That was just the order of tracks as I listed them. That wasn't necessarily the specific order. Yeah, the only time I was just gonna split which 5 tracks would have been in the first half if necessary, sort of thing. And that was it. Just so it was a good thingy in the middle, a good divide of the tracks. Uh, I wouldn't just because of the 10-second start, although we can write them off. But yeah, I don't. Jack just needs 2 minutes. Uh, I got Luke, Jack, and Daddy Mayuto. Oh, I meant Mayuto. My phone glitched from Tyrese. Did it? Did that some glitch? That is, Tyler. Hey, honestly, Cesaro, it's all good. I'm a guy that wears my heart on my sleeve a little bit. I let you know I wasn't happy. Told you if you brake check me again, I will delete you off my friends list. But I know you're good, lad. I know you are good. Just don't do it with me, because I'm the same as you. I do try and race clean, but I will always be honest. If something annoys me, I will let you know. Sometimes not in the nicest tone of voice, but usually I don't mean that so much, and I will apologise if I go too far. And moin Psycho and Haseco. Sorry, go, 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 go. Yeah. So it's just 10-second start. Everybody gets onto the line and then go. I don't think there's any races that should take more than 10 seconds to get onto the line. It's just to save that then 23-second wait on the line that we normally have in crew battles and stuff. Yep. Or like if there's like a start line, just go up to the start line sort of thing. But yeah, then you can queue up across that line rather than all inside first, and you can have a little bit of your own space and which side of the track you want. And then it's just Rockstar for points. So it'll be first and second place for the 25 and 15, and then I'm just going to keep track with a letter of the name or a couple of letters of the name in order of who's had best laps on my notepad, just to keep track of that. Well, it's not that they count towards points, it's that whoever's got the most best laps gets a tenner. Because like if Luke chases best laps, and it might force him into more mistakes. But do you know what I mean? If like yourself isn't feeling necessarily a race win, then you push for a best lap more to get yourself into it that way, sort of thing. Yeah, I didn't want to do it just for position this time. I want to see how different ideas work a little bit with doing it. Hello, mind. Yeah, yeah, mobbing best lap bonus. So whoever's got the most best laps at the end of the playlist will get a £10 gift card, rather than that one going to third place. That I could have done it for third place or that. So best laps this time. Um, yeah, it is. Uh, But yeah, that is the only stipulation is that 10-second wait. If you don't wait and don't wait, then like halfway through up to the first, like if you wait at any point, if they've not caught you by the end, and then you wait 10 seconds and take second place, I won't discount your points then. But you have to have waited the 10 seconds you were supposed to, at the very least, at some point. Don't be a dick. But I would like it on the line at the beginning. But just in case anybody forgets, just pull up. It won't actually cost you. We've got the waffle pink. Oh, that's a bit. Let's make sure I've got everybody. We've got Cesaro, we've got Pinky, we've got Mayuto, Mine, GG Mobbing, wishing good luck to everybody. Pinky again, catching everybody. Luke, you're so sweaty. You're a sweat, so you probably will. Oh, it's all looking good. Who's waffle pink? Oh, that's Pinky. Who is? It's got to be. He's a mod. He's changed his. No, he's. Who's Waffle Pink and they're a mod? Has he changed his name? He's Pinky up there. He's changed his name. Right, we are heading in to the first race. If two people end up tying, then we'll work something out at the end, and we'll do a little 1v1 or something. Just on one or two tracks, you'll get a track pick each or something like that. I think would be the absolute best way to handle that situation, to my knowledge. Looks like everybody has made it to the line nicely. There we go. Jack's had a good start. Luke 2, just pulling away slightly. We are going to just move back just to get a bit more of the field in. Should be nice and tight so we can go quite a way back. But it is a pretty stacked lobby. I haven't seen any of the other streams shared. Let's double check to see if any started up, and I will get them shared in the chat. It honestly looks like everybody's swaying. Okay, we'll leave them to it. So you've got me. I am the stream. Picky, nice, over the curb, closing back up on Josh, who just has a bit of an incident there with the curb. Really unlucky, just clipping into it as he applied a bit of turn. Just looking to get himself back up onto the pack nicely. Takes airtime down, shortening it a little bit, leaning back, controlling the fight to the death. Yeah, I think that'd be the way to handle it, is a track pick each and a random track. If there is a tie for first or second, or the best laps. I guess, if that's the way we want to play it. There is 10 tracks, so could be pretty difficult to pull off the tie. Jack is still leading the way. We are just going to ease forward a little bit, take some of the pressure off Pinky. Oh, it looked like Lebo just caught a little bit of the platform. Really unlucky, just going a little bit too aggressive with the cut. Have seen Nova getting some really nice times here of late. Got herself right down into 27, getting them nice and consistently in the low 28s. 240, so that would have been a 230.7 from boy Miyuto. Coming through and over the curbs nicely. Yeah, it's just pulled up into first. We will ease forward as we go a little. Let the pack feel the pressure evenly. Still see Gucci and Jack just up ahead of Luke's in between here, just coming up now. Clearly a bit of an issue with that last tube. Back up to pace, not losing any more time. Gonna see if he can regain any positions through last lap and a bit. Over getting a little bit wide into the beginning of the corner, managed to hold a nerve and pull it back around. We'll go on to Sick here and just see a little battle. Don't often get the pleasure of commentating on Sick. So it's always a pleasure to do so. Getting some good boost through the first loop, just easing away. Yeah, she did. She just eased in, well, went into it a little bit wide and had to back out of the power to pull herself around it. Luke getting some serious speed, using the PS5 to full effect as Sick answers the question to retake the position back. It's looking good and clean. Front four have spread out a little bit, but Luke right on the back of Sick, not letting it go easily, and Nova really nicely back up to speed. Leo just behind her, a late entry into the tournament, the playlist. He won't have had as much practice. He might have had a look at the tracks during the week, but he sort of assumed it was invite only. It was just the only chat it was closed to for this one was D1, and it is literally a little bit just to repay the people I've been commentating on over the 2 years I've been doing it. It is going to be being opened up to the rest of the community, and we will expand it out, but the prize money and the events will take place across like 1 or 2 playlists over a Friday and then a Sunday night or something like that at most. Like, they're not going to be extended out for 2-3 weeks. I want to keep these ones nice, short, punchy, and then that allows other hosts to host tournaments that I can commentate on as well. Sick, doing really nice stuff. Luke's pulled just a touch of distance. Yeah, Luke has just shifted himself up right onto the back of Jack. We are going to shift forward, take a little bit of that YouTube air pressure off of Sick, see what he can do through the rest of the final lap. Luke, being someone I know I've commentated on a lot, know he handles it nicely, and we did a little experiment with the PlayStation 5. We don't believe it actually has any influence over the FPS anymore. It doesn't cause any more drops. And like, that's on stunt tracks as well. Like, not saying it's quite the same for streets. Just getting that little clip of tube going early to the left, getting good boost, and gets that little kick as well that just eases him ahead. Gucci is leading the way really cleanly ahead. It's been a lovely run from oh, it looks like he's just wreaking a bit of havoc with the positions at the moment. Albo hasn't quite been able to close the gap. 27.783 from Gucci is the best lap, but Luke has closed up somewhat, as Jack has as well. It looks like Muto is just going to have enough to hold it unless there's any wobble or bit of a mistake on landing. Just easing up that little bit further up the bank. Jack just using the transition boost a little bit cleaner, just to ease in a way lightly through the tube, managing the speed, getting it though nicely down the back end. Hold speed with Jack behind. That is the top three: Gucci, Marine, Jack and Luke. We'll see the top five and the rest of the pack as we get a look at the leaderboard, and I'll note the best lap here. It was in Gucci's hands before, well, on the last check. But yeah, that was a clean ass battle. Nice. And Pinky, just shake it off, lad. Focus up. Ah, and Holy's camera angle's switched to low and he can't change it during the races. No. I don't think you'll quite have time in the 10 seconds, and it will change every time. It is 27.7 from Miyuto as the best lap. Those are not far off a PB though. Like I say, he's getting good and consistent. Top three was Gucci, Marine Jack, Luke and Esco, Nova, Sick Nasty, Leo, Silverjosh, Stuntman and Pinky. Top 10, Elbow, Lebo, Psycho and Unholy. In this lobby though, like, to be honest, any position's a decent position. Like, there is no given position. Yeah, exactly, Dan. There are levels to this. I've always fully admitted I'm at the lower end of the good spectrum. But yeah, that really does suck, man. I don't know any way that you could potentially fix it. Won't be time. Beginning, it doesn't save in the race, so you'd literally have to do it every time if you can. But uh, what I'll do, Unholy, is I'll message in the chat to extend it to 20 seconds so you can change it from the next race onwards. No, that is the point of a couple of the selections, but then I didn't want to push it too far. And so I kept in quite a few that have been being hot lap recently. Right, get my camera sorted, people just getting themselves queued up. Jack has had a good start. We've got Lucas leading the way. Gabe trying to close up. Jack taking good speed over the jump, closing up on both. Looks like he's just going to miss out on shifting into second. We've got a big pack just a bit further back. Tyree saying that Jack's back to his kind of Jack. He did when we were messaging last night. He did say that he was looking to maybe get more involved in the competitive scene slightly again. Certainly now there's a little bit of money on the line. Like, it's still not forced. Like, people don't have to attend, but it is just there as a light encouragement to keep the interest ticking that little bit longer and to give people something to work towards, because it's why it will be opened up, because like people like myself wouldn't have much chance of winning, but if people want to, it then gives them the focus to improve. Jack has gained a bit of a lead here. He's got Luke right up behind, really clean through the corner, just extending away. We will pop back to Gucci because we get a bit of a view of Luke too. Esco has shrunk that gap up on Gucci too, trying to get himself into the mix, really not making it easy on the pack behind. Oh. Through the corner nicely. Jack has held his lead. Luke does appear to have just got a bit of a kick. Jack with a bit of brake boosting, maybe just easing back ahead. Gucci clean brake boost. I say Gucci, it's just because the name's there on screen, but Avoy Miyuto. Let's take a little bit of rage, that is. Start, that didn't send. There we go, have sent that. This one start on 20 seconds, so only needs to change camera at start. Yeah, if you can, if enough people see it and are waiting, try to wait for 20. You were getting some nice clean ones initially. Okay, nice, and Holy has got it. So he can. Never mind, hopefully he's got it. There we go. Not gonna lie, I'm racing for Pinky. Ty. Ty, well, to be honest, you type in during the racing. Nova is on her way to becoming a bit of a sweat. She is like, but I mean like a proper like. I mean, and when I say sweat, I mean sweat to the point that you don't sweat until you're racing another sweat. It's all just like when you're racing in my lobbies, it's all just chill, 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 laugh, 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 while you're still leading. At the moment, I know Nova like actually gets that bead of sweat. Exactly. It's that's just one of them levels, Mayuto. You know, the true sweat level. Maybe that's the way a tie could be settled, Nova. If you're one of the, if you get a tie, maybe your choice could be a sumo for a couple of rounds, and they can pick a track, and then it's one race and a sumo for the playoff. You know, I'm easy. There's no real restrictions. Right. Oh, oops from Pinky. What's happened here then? What's he got right? He's in the right car. See people just queuing up, a couple of slight different positions, just taking a slight little run up, but nothing major. He was only quarter of a car's length behind the others, so I don't class that as cheating myself. And I, I, I feel really bad for the lad. That wasn't even necessary karma. You got, I know, toxic layered. I'll give the controller back to you soon. Time. On to sick again, it's just who it fell onto as I chose the next person. Clean transition. Like a lovely low. See, nice and early onto the wall. He's got that nice and clean. Closing the gap up a little on Jack. Feathers his throttle, so he's got a better approach into this wall ride here. Clean, clean lines. Unfortunately, did have to rip on. Never mind, it's not avant-garde. No. No avant-garde this month, but it will be in a playlist for one of these prize money. I am going to be working through the customs and Rockstar quite nicely, so you shouldn't see the same tracks for these playlists, and players will be given a week's notice for the track selections, just so they're not completely caught out by them. The elbow Lebo trying to close the gap back up on Lucas as Sig really does some nice work on the back end of that tube, pulling himself up past Jack, and Muto will shift back onto Gabe here just a little, just have a little look at Six from behind. Slight different line in the tube. It's like Gabe closing up. Better transition as well into the tube and through it. Just kept his speed slightly higher, and you can see closing up. Gets a good clean brake boost. Little tiny dab of brake just to pull himself nice and clean. Gucci does need to respawn, just having a collision with the tube. Missed out on some fun stuff today. I was around for some of the fun stuff, but yeah, I did go do a PC playlist, although I got to do some fun stuff you missed out on. inputs, you know how it can be on PlayStation, lad. The frames and response, or yeah, the response time isn't the most friendly. Certainly when you're transitioning between the two, I really struggle with it myself. You guys do much better than I do. Nova getting a little bit unlucky, just collecting a bit of the platform and somebody having to reverse back. Played Manhunt with Nathan. Oh, that does sound pretty good. Hey, it's Major. How you going, fella? XV Frank and Joker jumping on Manhunt. Nice. I'll have to jump in that when I'm available, lad. Nice cut from Jack. Gets down on the platform. Leo shifts up in second place. A couple of mistakes. I've seen the order of the pack just mix up slightly. Pinky back up into third place. Sorry, this is for Elbow. Is not too far behind Luke. We are gonna just shift forward slightly, apply a bit of pressure. Yeah, I think for me it's a bit of both. So it's probably like the input delay mainly, but the frames, like, it gives me a bit of a headache swapping between the two. If I've been on PC all day and then I come to PlayStation, it does give me a touch of a headache. You can see Luke, it's had the only fully clean lap, 2:19 first lap. Oh, yeah, I think that was the second lap, 2:25 from Alba, showing there was maybe a light mistake. Albo up into first, Lucas down to third, so he's had to respawn with the tube maybe, or somewhere on that coast to coast. Ty, man, you know you would be welcome, lad. I've said to you before, if you could get into the swing of it, you'd be a great commentator. Like, more along the lines of a colour commentator, and by that I mean the ones that get away with saying the slightly more risky, fruity, toxic-y sort of stuff. Hello, Faird House, and I keep it nice, straight-lined, bit jokey, but unbiased. You know what I mean? You get to... That's what I mean. You can be a bit more bully, and I can go, Ty, that's a bit far, that's a bit excessive, lad. If you go a bit far. But tonight I was using it as an opportunity to fully get back into focusing on it and the chat to make it a bit more interactive as possible rather than having a full party. People get used to being able to sweat it out a little bit more if they want to. If they want to join the party, they can, as Esco and Sick have done. Psycho did get an invite for this one just because it was who I set the party up with. Yeah, it is. I'm looking forward to getting really back into it. Like, maybe doing 2 lobbies a week, commentary-wise, if there's nothing else going on, commentate on Esco's lobbies, etc. And then have these money playlists, like, maybe once a month after next month, if that's what people want. Because I have got the one for world records next month instead. But I do think I'd prefer it from my perspective, just because I get to commentate on it if it's a lobby and stuff, or like a little style event, like we could maybe do something across one day. Ty, man, you've been doing it for a long time. I'm just going to bring them up at the end. I did have a little look halfway through, or at the end of that second lap. Luke had 2:19, so we'll see if anybody improved upon it. 2:19.348 was Albo getting the closest. He does get himself a win, but that is Luke with the best lap. So we've had 3 different ones so far. The plummet one would sort of only, or the point to points will only sort of come into contention more so if it's a tie between 2 players with lapped race best laps. So point to point does just go to the winner. The prize money for this one, Quizmaster, is £25 or £25 or value gift card for whatever the country is. For first, second place gets 15, and then 10 €10, £10, $10 goes to the most best laps. Only if it's a tie. So if Jack ended up with the same amount of best laps as you on lapped tracks, then Jack's point to point win would then count. But no, not like I've got it noted down, but I'm not counting it as a lapped lap, if that makes sense. For now, this is what you used to get into though, Sick, and if you want to get back into it, then there's going to be an option like once a month to work towards a little bit. Like that's what it's for. Like if people aren't feeling it so much, then they don't have to. And like you are all good enough that you can take a couple of months break and shake the rust over a month and get good again. No, no prior. I'm not charging entry fees from mine, and I'm not taking any donations at the moment. The prize money I've put in has come from my own pocket for the past few months, and will continue to. At some point, I might open it up to being a bit donations based and stuff, but for now, I've been able to more than cover it. Oh, having a bit of fun. I think Dan did a little bit, but he's good. He had a dodgy start. He had to respawn. But no, I'd put in money before to a bigger tournament, but they take so long that it ends up with half the community losing interest. Whereas if I do one of these playlists a month and then the occasional world records and stuff, then it gives a bit of everything. It keeps it going. It gets more stuff uploading. But yeah, it's like if I ever got the channel to the point where it was making any revenue, it'd either go to between editor and prize money really, and paying for little bits within the community, like getting maybe I could get a couple of little bits developed to help smooth out whatever. I don't know fully, but yeah, like that's sort of like I don't need the money myself. And yeah, it applies that little bit of extra pressure and sweat. You can see a couple of extra little mistakes that you wouldn't usually see here and there, but then you see people like really focusing up and good clean racing. See, Unholy, really good first lap. One at 33.2.5 ahead of Lucas. We will just shift forward a little bit into third place and have a little look. Playlist lead at the moment. Just need to rewind. Is with Luke, 2 points between him and Muto, and then Jack back on 29, so it's still nice and tight. But it is Luke at the moment with the lead, and then best laps are split at the moment between Gabe and Luke on the two tracks, with Jack grabbing the point to point. Hello Soul, how you going fella? It is the Christmas edition of the Clique, do not judge it. Toxic. Gucci judging his boy Gabe playing on one of his other accounts. This is not what I gave him my account for. Good boost by Gabe though, down that straight. I know you are toxic. I know you are Gucci. It was why I was able to have a good laugh with that. Little look at the laps. 118.664 from Pinky. In at the top three battle at the moment. Getting a Good look at Albo's line. Good clean exit off the wall ride. Muto carries his speed nicely though. Looked like a bit of lag. Albo closed the gap up a little bit, but Muto getting a little bit of extra boost through boost pad. Albo though getting really nice speed through that little tube. You can see Luke just managing his speed a touch, just allowing that gap to shorten slightly on a riskier section. Well, it's just a even slight riskier section. It's just managing that lead wisely. And yeah, I did say Gucci would be kicking some dope ass field goals. We'll shift back a touch just so we don't get that black screen too early on. Although we are getting it now anyway. It looked like Albo was getting himself across the line clean. We see Nova completing out her wall ride as well. Best lap does stay with Pinky as things stand. Just here, 6 may be on for a DNF. It's like literally any position is like nothing's given. Like there isn't any bad racer in this lobby. That is Pinky getting himself a best lap there. We'll have a quick run through of the playlist order. Positions where I didn't get a chance to really see that. That flicked off screen quite quickly. Luke, Albo, Gucci, Unholy, Pinky top 5, and Nova, Esco, Leo with the top 8 there. Didn't quite get a chance. It's Luke just extending his lead out a little bit. He's up to 5 points. No, 7, sorry, bad maths, Jesus Christ. Gucci, Albo, Marine, Jack, Esco are top 5. Pinky just bringing up the rear in 6th place. And then plenty of people on the edge just waiting for anything they can take advantage of. We are on to peer race. Sick, not enjoying this. As I have said, this will be the only time for 2 to 3 months minimum you see these tracks in these playlists. I'm like, it is going to be heavy rotation, and a track in the playlist the month before will not be in the next month at the very least. And I did ask at the beginning of the week for people to recommend tracks, but I got 4, so I decided the rest. No, one was from Marty. No, one was from Marty. I did choose Nerds because people had been hot lapping it. People had been hot lapping it over the past couple of weeks for the crew battle, so it made sense to put that one in, so it wasn't all new. Yeah, Diego chose this one and then didn't show up the Mong. Good. And I do joke when I say that. I'm a good friend of Diego. I like him a lot. I am announcing the track the week prior, just so it's not fully thingy. I think at some point I will do like a surprise playlist, but it would have to be tracks I know the community are sort of used to in the chat and stuff, because like stunts are so difficult, you can't just spring it on people. You do need that little bit of time to get your muscle memory in. Like there's now what 100 and something tracks I could pick, that it'd be really unfair to expect them to remember them all, or anybody to. I struggle to remember bloody 3 lines at a time. 3 different track lines, that is. Hello, Viper. How you going, fella? How'd the rest of the battle go, man? Hey, and no real names around here. really the only requirements is it's not like hated tracks that are really badly made, which we've not got a lot of, but community made in general, or have been in community playlists in the past and they're on my custom lists. On the Discord, that's the only sort of requirement to the tracks. Like they won't, like they have to have been done before, like a bit of hot lapping, like showcase or hot lap line, world record line uploaded so people can check it out. Because again, it allows Division 2 and Division 3 to see what they need to catch up with. And as I open it up, like I say, again, this is the only one that will be closed to D1 specifically. And then it is going to be opened up, but again, it is only going to be done across 1 or 2 days at the most. They're not going to be lasting 6-7 weeks at a time to earn 25 quid. Just had a good start, just struggled a touch with the tube. He got a good boost off the back end and got back up with the speed of Esco there. Nice and clean. Will shift forward a touch. He just feathers the throttle really nicely. Carries that speed by battling for their lives here for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th place. And holy, Tycho really not too far behind, but nothing is a given. 2:01 would have been a 1:51.8 first lap from Pinky, and can minus another little bit off of that. I think Luke just lagged into that pin, didn't see his car slow up at all. Just using that extra grip on the ramp to get the car straightened out. So running nice and wide. Yep, plan is to start running these, I believe, once a month. Going to take a bit of a break next month just because I've put the same amount of money up for the world records next month. But I'm going to find a little balance between, because I do want to encourage people going for and uploading world records as well. Don't want that to become stale and like PBs. If something then becomes unbeatable, I can set a challenge, like I could set a time and then whoever beats it, the best time above mine, whatever. But I need to increase my sweat level a touch before I do that. But yeah. We'll just shift forward if we haven't. Just before I went to change off, I'm not sure if it was lag. No, it did unfortunately just spin out in the tube. We'll have had to either go back or respawn. Yeah, that really wasn't nice on the boost pad there. Ty and Toxic feeling bad for you there. But yeah, I know there's like I know like for sure, like myself, there's a lot of people that, as competitive as they are at their level, like they like watching the more competitive races and learning some extra lines, a little extra trick here and there, even if we can't pull it off consistently as you guys. So it's good to keep it going. Nice line through the tube. Albo getting some really clean boost though, just looping that little bit cleaner. Luke along the straight, boosting back heavy, seemed to get some dead revs after missing the brake boost. That gave Pinky his controller back. See, now he's doing good. Luke is looking to try and take second place away from Gucci. The best lap is with Luke, 1:49.440. Got a little bit higher and safer. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm working out. Is like not everyone is going to be £50 split between three prizes and stuff like that. Is it might just be like first place and best laps, or first and second with 20 and 10 or something like that, and then do another one 2 weeks later. And like, just I just want to see what works, see what people are interested in, because like the game is 9 years old as well, so like interest is at its lowest point. It is going to keep diminishing. So like, I don't want to force people to keep playing the game either. Like, we do need little breaks here and there. Let people go off, spend a week or two on other games during a month, and then come back and enjoy the community nice and chill. But I want to keep it going, so as we go into potentially GTA 6, if they get it right, like, we could be on to a real winner if we've got the community still going nicely. Gucci does whip away that best lap by a second there, taking the win as well. So that is two best laps for Mayuto to the one from Luke and Pinky. And then Jack with his backup point if he ends up now with the tie with Mayuto on best laps. Didn't quite then get the order of the playlist. We'll get that now. So we've got Luke on 59. Gap did close back down to 2 points to Miyuto. Albo holding third place on 41. Pinky and Jack 35 and 32 respectively. Esco, Nova and Holy Sick. Leo, Psycho and Stuntman are completing out the lobby as it stands. The third prize, Albo, goes to best laps rather than third place. And that's it. That's the bit I want to keep encouraging a little bit. Like, there's other crews doing their own thing. I know other hosts, and me and Esco are discussing like a Nations Cup sort of thing, getting that up and running. There's a 3v3 idea in the works that people have requested through YouTube. So we are looking at certain bits and pieces to keep it going. Is sometimes do need to take that slight little break after a big tournament like we had over Christmas and through the early part of the year. Fortunately, we didn't see the full final of that. That was going to end up being Spam L2 and Nicox versus Luke and Heredia. So the winners of that tournament, I guess I can announce fully, are Luke and Heredia. Congratulations, lads. I don't know if Barbacks did plan any prize pool, but I didn't see anything in the posts about it, so I don't believe so. Jack's had a nice, tasty start to begin with. Gained himself the lead. We will apply a bit of pressure. Oh, it's ended up on to Esco. Was going to pick Luke there early. The thing is, Quiz, is you say that, but there is a reason why it has gone quiet over the past few months as well. Like, they're not, like, they race playlists and stuff every day. They're not as interested in doing it for a pat on the back anymore. There does need to be a little bit something, like, there needs to be a little something more, and like a five, it doesn't quite cut it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't buy you a packet of crisps these days. Like I would like to keep it at like £20 minimum for a winner, sort of thing. But if we do it, like, I'm going to keep it to once a month for the next couple of months, and then, like, if the interest is there and we can build it back up, and as I open it up to the other divisions, and like maybe I can separate a little bit of the prize money, like maybe once a month it can be for D1 and D2, and then for like D2 and D3. But at the same, for commentary purposes, I do need it to be at a certain standard as well. I don't mind commentating on certain bits and pieces, but competitive wise and full on a little bit more serious, it has to be that little level above me, sort of thing. Like, you want to see 3, 4 people really following each other around a track, and if not, build it up. Nah, it would be locked to D2. There would be no D1ers taking part in a D2 and below tournament. That just would not be fair, and I will figure out second accounts. I'm a smart boy. I do it quite regularly. Nah, I won't be allowing it. Like, accounts will need to be known for a good while. Quiz. There's not going to be no more of this new to a chat and come straight into a tournament. Nah. Like, if I do a D2, D3 tournament, it is for D2, D3 racers that have been in there for 2 or 3 months and held their place. A new racer goes into D4, and if they're all of a sudden too quick, they go straight up to D1, and I'll be asking them a little bit if it's very too soon who the fuck they are. And that's it. It's like, if I put money on too regularly for the lower divisions as well, then they've not got any reason to push forward. So the money will mainly be for like D1, like open D1 sort of thing. Anybody else can join, but I'm not going to be locking D1 players out. Not really from D1 though, Gucci. Like I did for Sick and Esco, but they wouldn't have been allowed to take part necessarily in a locked D2 and below tournament either, because they are D1, D2. Mainly D1. They've just had a couple of off months and to get themselves back up to speed a bit more while their confidence was slacking and playing a bit of Call of Duty with myself of an evening. And Ty, lad, you know you can be really fucking good. And I am going to be really strict with the divisions. Like, it's why I've said to Senna, like, he was asking me if he can go up to D2 and D1, and I was a bit slow on doing it. I needed to see him race. He was well able to keep up with me. He placed all right in the playlist he was in the other night, so he gets to stay in D2, but he's not ready for D1 yet, and he was able to accept that. Like, it isn't me being harsh on people. The only reason I'm in D1 is so I can host tournaments. I'm not there as a racer. I'm like D3 consistency, but maybe D1 pace. So I don't know. Like, but I'm not competitive. I won't be taking part in competitive tournaments that way. Like, if I get asked to do 2v2s and stuff, that's a different thing. I'll make the decision based on how I feel at the time. Holy, having a nice run here, holding pace into the tube. 2:12.633 is what we've seen. I've let myself get a little bit distracted in the chat, so we are going to focus in for the next race, proper commentary wise. Oh, Jack getting good boost and just lags ahead. The processing power of Rockstar could not quite handle the speed there. Really managing that speed. And Dan, man, no worries. I know you were here more just for the fun. You weren't really expecting anything from yourself. And we do all have dodgier nights. I know that better than my dodgy nights don't really end. So there's never any judgment from myself. Until we get to the day where I'm literally paying you £25 a racer, or like whatever fee a racer at the end of a playlist, and then a winner's like a prize pool. That is when I might start judging people. They're sweating it out a little bit. Gucci. I am in the party with Sick, who doesn't share his voice anyway. But Esco is there, but I think he's just trying to focus in a little bit. But yeah, that was my plan. It's only because they wanted in. But no, Haseko, that was the plan. I said it to Marty, like, I cannot be held responsible for chatting and commentary. I'm not going to hold back and talk quietly this time. Oh, bye bye. Second place. You're still holding it. Oh, I think you meant in the race, but you are still holding it at the moment. You've got 9 points over Pinky. It does give Luke a 12-point lead at the top. It was Unholy with the best lap, I believe. I'll just go back and double check, because it has slipped my mind, because I'm a bit of a stoner. We are on to split. Did stick this in, as it's not been in a playlist for quite a long time. Really. Oh, Jack did pinch away that best lap from Unholy 2:11. Very nice stuff. Apologies, I missed that, Jack. It's a good job I go back and check. I did look, but I just didn't take it in. Vibing out and cheating a little bit. Just jumping the start. Everybody will be going wild. You can see the fury in Jack's control of his car, trying to close the gap back in. Yeah, you've just made all the sweats go sweat mode to try and actually catch you. Oh, Jack's TV turned off on the line there. He managed to get himself back. Oh, it turned off on the last corner. Well, that sucks. Did he manage to make it through somehow? That'd be impressive. Alright, so he didn't make it through the corner clean, at the very least. He did manage to get himself a best lap, though. And he did somewhat make it through the corner. No, that's still legendary from Jack. Even if he went into the barrier a bit and managed to make it round. It's decent. That was his 2:11 lap from Tyrese. Bless him. I'm gonna just pop back. Might come back. Nah, this is fine. Leo cranking at some good pace. Just gaining position back over elbow. But a little bit cleaner through the corner. Going to take that position back. Leo going a bit more aggressive on the curbs. Tube line from Esco and elbow. A little bit cleaner. A little bit of lag did show Esco hitting at the tube, but it is nice and clean, really. And like, again, this is the sort of thing, like, Pinky, as used to he is at getting good laps and stuff and doing the playlist these days, he's not so used to proper sweat. And when there's a bit of nerves and crew battles and stuff like that at the moment, he still gets stuck in his own head a touch. Whereas the guys from the past sweating with each other all them times, that's why the guys, we will just, yeah, thank you. I was going to do that one. Thank you very much, Putz. As much as I don't cater myself too much to being kid friendly and stuff, is like we don't promote adult content here. Yeah, I'm gonna there's that 140.2 through the corner. Oh, Leo, unlucky. Just coming off. B 3 years. Like 3 years, 3 days ago, or 24th of April. Yeah, so like a week ago, 3 years. I've been commentating for about 2 years, 6 months of it. A little bit more on and off as late because my health had a little bit of a dip again after lockdown, unfortunately. But back on the table, so to speak. I always oh wow, Esco getting really unlucky there. Managed to contain his rage until the explosion, and just had to lay out that touch more. Rightly so, can fully understand that. And again, a long black here. Yep, that was massive. That just let like 5 to 6, 8 people take over. It's like fourth place, I think, there. 1:24.585 with Pinky is the best lap as things stand. So we'll have a little look again. Yeah, that long load, that was, for me, that would have been the bit that sent me over the edge fully. That it's like, I get my mistakes and I get Rockstar occasionally doesn't quite get that you've only, crashed a little bit, so it doesn't fully deserve the blow up. But as you flip the spin, they just don't know. It is Pinky with the best lap. And Albo, again, you're a little bit newer to full sweat. You've taken part in more crew battles than Pinky. And stuff, but in the time that you've become a true sweat, there's not been too much true sweating going on. And it's a different beast. Like, I managed to get the odd win in a standard playlist lobby. It's very rare, like one every 100 or so races, but it happens. I would never get a win in a lobby like this. I would buckle. I would fold. Yep, Big Drop is the second of the point-to-points. That is Mayuto and Pinky tied for best laps as things stand. Jack and Luke with one apiece each. And then Jack has got that point-to-point from Plummet. Now, I was hoping there'd be a couple of them streaming themselves as well. Is what I will do next time, quiz, is I'll have a party that they can join if they want to, or I will encourage a couple of them to stream and have their own parties going on and separate the content just a touch. Like, you can listen to me over the top, have one of the racers streams open as well, because like the whole point really of my channel is to focus back in on the racers as well. Like, I do want to keep pushing people back to where the content's good and that people can learn from a little bit better than mine. Like, my boon is the commentary, then the clean lines is these guys. Catch you later, Seko. Hope you have a nice day with your girlfriend tomorrow. But yeah, it sometimes gets a little bit distracting for the racers with me commentating over the top of them. They struggle to get their focus back into the swing. And it just allows me to be a little bit cleaner with the commentary. I stumble over the words less and get distracted a little bit less, as I am getting distracted at the moment. But I'm going to focus in on the race for this last bit, and then we will answer the questions in between. So Holy, nice and clean through the corner, picking up a bit of speed. Leo going aggressive on the curbs though, just pulling back away. Takes the cut nice and high, matching Jack cleanly there, just getting onto the track a little bit earlier, pulling close to level with Pinky. Again, taking the cut really nice and clean down, back onto the platform really nice and cleanly. Coming on. Oh, unholy, really horrible brick there on landing. And 6 suffering a similar fate. And exactly puts, it might encourage a couple of the PC boys with PlayStations to pop on. Like, as we get enough of the community onto PS5 and such as well, we'll split between the consoles. But again, until the majority is on PS5, we have got a lot of availability with PS4 still being able to be playable on PS5, etc. Looking to close that gap back up on Jack. Ty claiming it's his twin on Unholy's, just taking a bit of the heat off Unholy. Puts saying he's using it to warm himself back up. Jack got some big speed down the hill. It looked like Pinky was maybe going to shift into position. Will he get a bit of landing boost? It's going to be tight between the two of them. And Puts saying, nah, it's me. Shaking the rust back off. Yeah, he flew over it or something or missed it. Bless him. I've done that so many times. Yeah, Luke does have, or he did have, he's either got it or he's very close to still having it. Maybe Rezkio, it might be one of the ones Rezkio got. I don't think it is though. I think that's the one he took off Rezkio. And again, Nova, no judgment from myself. I've got Temp joining. Not quite sure how, but it should be fine at this point. If he doesn't wait on the start line, then it's not going to be counted. Yeah, it's all good. 1 inch off the finish line. The amount of times I've done that, Lebo. Now, did it even show me the leaderboard then? So yeah, Luke has a 20-point lead at the top. It is then Mayuto with 10 points over Pinky. It's tight between Jack and Pinky on 68 and 65, so they could see themselves back up into second place. And it is Mayuto with a point-to-point backup. He does only... He's tied with Pinky at the moment on best laps. Oh. Looks like Lucas has forgot, he's remembered he's backing up a bit. There's Luke back on it. Cranking the pace. I'm gonna just move on spectating. Let Nova have a little bit of breathing space. I'll stay over from Psycho Luke, just a different level right now. Yeah, he is. His consistency's insane. As I was saying, not getting all of the best laps though. He plays it nice and safe. He manages that lead. He gets really good lap times too. I'm not saying he's slow by any stretch of the imagination, but he just manages it out. There is Temps caught up by the pack already, just falling back a little. So on Esco, boosting through the tube. Psycho getting close to the edge there. Easy up for the cut. Nice, gently lifting over. Good boost, little extra curb boost effect off that little drop down after cut. Chasing the brake boosts nicely over the curbs. In position on the tube wall. Got himself up to 7th place as things stand. You can see Leo just about a little squiggle costs him the time. Let's go closing up. Pause. Just getting really unlucky. Well, given the circumstances, I do think they would be somewhat welcomed back in, at least the majority of them. Like, they didn't burn their bridges too heavily across the board. Like, personally, I've very little issue with any of them. I know it is the same, bar that slight little bit of toxicity that crept into the chats. But we also do know that they were being wound up slightly with certain bits of information from personal beef used against them. Just they reacted a bit too quickly rather than handling it privately. Now there's Nick Cox and a few others still around, but really nice landing boost just to ease himself ahead of Pinky. Best lap is with Pinky at the moment, 2:42.486. I think he got a little bit frustrated. He had a higher standard of what he felt professionalism should be. But as I did say earlier, like, until we're paying actual money for just taking part that gets paid on the completion of a playlist with then a prize pool and stuff at the end, we've got no right to expect people to complete it out if they're not doing well or having a bad night. It is a game. So he did end up stepping away because just different, like I say, different levels of what we expect from the racers. He expected a little bit more from them, and unfortunately wants more from them than they're willing to offer. Sirod's gone to Fortnite at the moment. Crayon, I know from chatting to him, is working in real life and such, so he is just away from gaming a little bit in general. Barbax is placing or playing what's it called? League of Legends thingy clone Smite, is it? Riskio did take a bit of a break with what's its face, Rayman, and now he is back to street racing. I've been messaging him. He may make a return to stunts at some point. He is getting a little bit of an itch, but he's also still enjoying his break. But really, only if you let it. Like, you have to. Like, if you get too wrapped up in it, it can. Like, you just need to let things go with the flow, like it's a game. Like, we're not putting a lot of money in. Like, it should be somewhat chill. Like, I've never really let it get to me too much, and I've had people arguing. There's been all sorts of stuff. I just let them argue. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, call them a scumbag and that? No, like, that just feeds it further. I'm not saying that's the way he handled it. I'm not quite sure how he did fully. I know it didn't go great with Official and Viper. That was the one chat I was fully aware of. But I think that was quite a bit lost in translation. Luke has handled this pressure really nice. He's got himself a best lap by just under a second. We will pop back. He's got a nice strong lead, so we'll go have a little look further back. Seen some good lines. Nice and clean. Oh. Oh, there we go. We accidentally untimed them out. One of us saw it again. Mods are too good for me. Leo getting a little bit lucky there. You can see Esco has chosen the wiser option. You put the control down rather than let himself build up the frustration. Yeah, unfortunately, I think they do somehow. Like, if they just need a few people to click the links and stuff, don't they? Really. It's all right, Luke, mate. It slips our mind sometimes. You waited up. He just went with that temps, I'm guessing, a little bit. Realised the pack hadn't gone weighted up. Is Luke with his second best lap. So that does put the pressure on Tomayuto a little bit. He does have the backup of the point to point if it's a tie. On best laps, but he's now got Pinky and Luke on tied best laps. Luke Mayoto, Pinky, Jack and Elbow, top 5, and Holy Esco. Just let this flick forward a touch. Stream's a little bit slow. Hey, Mayuto, we've all been there in the past. To put the control down. Leaderboard for me, I'll read it out for you. It's Lucas, Gucci, Pinky, Marine Jack, Alabo and Holy, Tell Me Builds, Nova, Leo, Sick and Psycho. Luke is on 113 with a 30-point lead to 83. But it is dual time. Maito, a little bit worried he's not got an STX on the account yet. Jack is going with the clique. But yeah, we've all got to the point sometimes where it is a healthier decision to put the control down rather than letting yourself get too worked up by it. Temps has taken the option of backing out of the lobby. And with a wheelie, little bit caught on the bumper. He's going back to Noble, right, nasty days, and it's a wise choice in a lobby like this. He's got to make the decisions. He's got to make the lag a showing. Little bash off the wall. Wise choices. Didn't look like anybody going for the coast to coast. We'll stick with Sick through this lap. Jack just going a bit aggressive on the curbs. Does just drift off at the track. Really unlucky. Now we have been discussing that a little bit on the Discord server. Is weight, all it affects is collisions. Like, it doesn't affect the airtime too much or anything like that. I think the reason it might actually affect the tube exit on Gauntlet is the way the car's technically colliding with the tube, and then the way it's hitting the exit on the tube. Like, you see the way it makes the car spin and flip and stuff like that when you go for the impossible or non-impossible tube exit, as it should now be referred to again, or the possible tube exit. And we are going to shift forward. Got some clean wall riders ahead, holding the lead as things stand. The 133.195 wise choice on PlayStation is really hard cut. Certainly getting the points right where you need to feather to get the car to grip onto the wall. Yeah, when you're going cut free completely, it does seem to be the quicker way according to Jojo and stuff. You do shorten your airtime on the skipped ramp and stuff though, so personally there's a bit of damage on the front of Unholy's car. He's holding it well though. Oh, big slide from Luke on landing. He's got his respawn off quick. Only knows he can now just manage it slightly. Maybe squeeze in a respawn if he wanted to, but he's just going to go with it. Bank his points. But that damage on the front right. A little bit risky. Could see it pulling the car. 120.856. Nice, a lap from Unholy. Yeah, it's like honestly, like the competition on PlayStation is fierce. You Unholy official, like stinker as well, but like you push each other, but you've got your favourite tracks, and then you don't push so much on the tracks that you're not so keen on. Only has managed it really nice. Pinky steals away the best lap, 119. Bit further back down the order, but that does put him in the lead for best laps again. So he's within a shot of getting a little bit of money. He's got 3 best laps to Mayuto and Luke's 2. I think that is Pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that was the last race. I've lost track a little bit because I got a bit chatty and such as we went along. So Pinky on the last race has stolen away the best lap money. So that is £10 for himself. Luke, we saw, did have the playlist lead by 30 points. I believe it is Gabe, or Mayuto, as we know him, with the 15. I will look and talk to people about how we handle these lobbies going forward properly, what they want from them. I know they've got no expectations over the prize money, they are just enjoying it as I can do it, but I do want their input and the community's input on how I handle it going forward, what we do with the prize money I'm willing to put in. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and holy GG's for the final race win. At the moment, I might figure something out. We'll have a little think about it, quiz, and I'll announce that over the next couple of weeks. Is Luke? He's not going to be happy. Stop laughing at him. It is Luke with the playlist victory. Congratulations to Luke. That is going to be a 25 gift card winging its way over to him. Mayuto, I'll be in touch with you shortly with yours for 15, and Pinky, yours for the 10 for best lap. No, thank you very much for hosting as well, and like I say, add stuff if you want to get involved and all that sort of stuff. It's all non-pressured. I know you guys are a bit more up for it than some, and that. So we'll just go. We'll see what happens. It's just my way of like encouraging the sweat a little bit if you want it. But no, thank you all very much for tuning in. That is going to be it from myself for tonight, and I will see you in the next few days for something or another. And see you then. Goodbye. Uh, that one. Bye again. Right, lovely. Right, let's. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna quickly pop into